Hey Siri. That's recording.
It has been. It just came on a while ago. You didn't notice?
No.
Dornan drifters chasing the sunrise, winding paths and open skies. Travel, explore, make memories soar. Together, forever, adventures galore.
Good morning, drifters. I say good morning, but it is going on 11 p.m. here where we are.
Oh, I'm sorry, honey.
It's 10:58. A.m. I also don't know my left from my right, so yeah.
Like we make sandwiches PM.
That's one of my quirks. So anyways, we left Virginia on Sunday morning. Well, again, Sunday around 11 something. I was in Arkansas. I was on an 8-day trip. It was supposed to be more like 10 days. And Robert got just a wild hair and he was like, hey, if you come home early, we could go up to Maine, which has been on my bucket list, okay? So I use this app called Photo Maps. You're gonna have to forgive me because I've got to have my eyes on the road and not on you guys, okay? So I use this app called Photo Maps. Photo Maps is a free app, except for they do have like a paid option. The difference is the free does countries and states. And then if you want to break that down per county, that's where the charge comes in. I think it was a one-time fee of $8.99, but I've had it for like 3 years, I think. And my app is getting really full. So it'll take your pictures from your phone and it'll just plug them into the map. So for me, it's a challenge to see how many states I can get and to see how many counties I can get. So we decided up in the northeast corner, I had 7 states that were not achieved yet. And so we're knocking off all 7 states. Now in that, we passed through a few that we had already been to. So let me pull my little mappy up and I will tell y'all kind of what we've covered and what we're going to cover. So we started in Virginia. From there we went into Maryland. Did we make any stops in Maryland? I can't remember.
Gas station.
Probably lots of P stops. Okay, and then we went into Delaware. We did make a few stops in Delaware.
Sure it wasn't K stops.
And then, so we completely winged this. So our next stop was supposed to be New Jersey. And we decided to take the ferry across. So we have footage of that. That's an 85-minute ride.
On a boat.
On a boat.
On
They
a boat.
thought it was an airplane. From New Jersey, we ended up in New York, just the like little tip of the bottom there. And then we ended up in Connecticut. Connecticut was just a pass-through state for us. So was New York at the moment. I think we're going to be going back through New York well, I know we are. We're going to go back through New York on our way back home. And so we'll see how that lands out. But for now, it was just a pass-through. And then now we're in Rhode Island. So we're about to make our first stop in Rhode Island. We have several adventures planned out here. From there, we end up in Massachusetts. And then New Hampshire. And then Maine, which will be the actual highlight of our event. And then where we're going up kind of like the coastline, the southern part. I don't know that it's actually southern, but I'm calling it southern because it's the bottom half of the state. Y'all can make fun of me if you want to. I don't care. I guess it would be eastern. No comment. But anyways, we're gonna like circle back through the top part. So I am very directionally challenged, which is why I'm not driving.
It's always north.
Everything's always north. If you're going forward, it's north. If you have to turn around and go the other way, it's south. Anytime you go right, that's east. And anytime you go left, that's west.
For her being challenged, everything's north.
Yes, but everything's north. He says, which way? And I'm like, just go north. Okay, so now let's kind of cover on how we're planning this non-planned road trip. So Robert and I both have this app. It's called Microsoft Copilot. We use it for a lot of things. It's
As
really,
does everybody else.
it's really good for information.
Yes,
If you
it
don't
is.
have the app, I do recommend the app. But when he started talking about how we could go up to Maine and we could do research, there was zero research that went into this. So what I did is I got onto my Copilot and I said, all right, I want a 6-day trip and I want to go through these states. What do you recommend? Now, because I've had multiple conversations about traveling, Copilot already knows that we're RVers. They already know that we travel with a dog. She is in the back seat. She's just tuckered out and quiet. And so it knows the kind of things that we like. And so it tailored a plan according to that. So I have 2 pages of just pure scribbles. This is my research, y'all. Can you see all those scribbles? And I do mean scribbles. So I wrote down everything that Copilot recommended. And then I'm like, well, I've already been here and here and here. So replace those things with something else. And so then when it replaced it, now what I'm doing as Robert's driving is I'm going through each individual place on my thing. And I'm making the decision, do we want to go? Is it worth our time? Sometimes it's just a quick stop. Sometimes it's like really awesome and we want to stay and linger there. So I don't like traffic. Oh my gosh. Okay. So that is how we're planning our trip. So when we left out today, we knew of a few stops that we wanted to make. We're already going through and adding more in and taking more out. So when I tell you that sometimes we are completely spontaneous, I truly mean we are completely spontaneous. Got anything to add to that?
That's how I got married.
It is. It is how he got married. So, just for a funny, everybody says that Robert and I do things backwards, which is completely true. So, we planned our honeymoon and we planned our wedding before he proposed to me. And then he did the proposal. And then we ended up flying to another state and we got married. And so we were married before our wedding. And then after we were married, we went and did our engagement pictures. And I think that kind of sums up how life is. That is a whole nother story on our own because it'll make you tired. But it gets pretty interesting around here.
Yeah.
Any other smart aleck commentary?
Give me time.
Give him time.
Let me think.
Let him think. My car just said, beep, 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 welcome to Massachusetts. I don't know if I say that right.
Massachusetts.
Yeah, that. And,
Not that. Massachusetts.
yeah, that. Okay, so the thing is we're supposed to be going to 2 or 3 stops in Rhode Island. And so the sheer panic on my face was probably priceless when that moment happened. I was like, how in the world are we here? We're supposed to be there. And Robert's like, it's probably one of those things where you cross over and then loop back down into the other state. I don't know, but what if we messed up again? We don't have time for more mistakes. I have a whole video on how I GPS this wrong. And so we were supposed to be going to Blackwater something in Delaware, and we ended up in Blackburn, Virginia. And it put us several hours south, right? South of where
Yeah.
we were
South.
supposed to go. And so
We're over near West Virginia.
we had left our place at 11 something, and it was about, well, it was a little bit after 7 o'clock in the evening when we finally reached back to our place where we live and then continued up. So it has been very interesting. Okay, I got some clarity now. I looked at the map, and so we did cross into, how you say the state?
Massachusetts.
That. And we will be going back to Rhode Island. So the part of Rhode Island that we are going to be going to is on a peninsula, which I didn't know because, like I said, we're winging this trip. And so in case you don't know, that's where the land jets out, and it's surrounded on water by 3 sides. And so right now we're going around the water. My camera don't turn very easy, but right now I can see the water just right here to my right and to my left. And so what's going to happen is we were going north, and now we've circled around. We're going southeast, and we just have to go through around all of that water, and then we'll be crossing back into Rhode Island again. So we'll explore that little peninsula, and then we'll be heading back up to our next destination.
What bridge are we going over right now?
Don't know, but we are entering Fall River, wherever that is. It's a cool bridge, though.
What's the name of that?
Battleship Cove.
Battleship Cove.
Are you recording on yours as well?
I am.
Okay, so he's getting the view from outside of the camera, and again, you know, we'll go back and forth and show you that so that y'all can travel with us. Keep drifting. Alright, so we are now back in Rhode Island. That was actually a short trip across Massachusetts. And I'm kind of curious, like when you get on this peninsula, if there's only like one way on, one way off. So sometimes there's bridges and roads and ferries and all of the other stuff. There's options, okay? So yeah, I have a funny story, but he distracted me. Okay, we are in Newport, Rhode Island. I want to go ahead and cover this while I have my notes in front of me. So it is a beautiful place. We have water on each side of us right now. Well, we did have a minute ago. We don't now. And so we are going to the Cliff Walk. It is a 3.5 mile walk that follows along the coast. And it's supposed to be a beautiful area, and we are only going to cover a portion of it. So this is supposed to be the most scenic portion that we're covering, and they say it starts at Narragansett Avenue, and yeah, just walk out in front of us. And so that's where we're going to park, and I believe it's free parking. I don't have that on my notes, but if I remember correctly, it's free parking. And if for some reason that is incorrect, then I will update y'all with the information. So, yeah, we'll let y'all go on a walk with us in a moment.
Alright, welcome back, Dornan Drifters. We're in Rhodes Island here, and we're at the cliffs, what's called the Cliff Walk. We'll see from all first name cliffs. You can see here, it's very beautiful. It'll take you on a walk, and very beautiful, beautiful flowers. Got a nice trail here. As you can see, mountain. What mountain, Robert? It's no mountain. It's ocean. I got mountains on the brain. So you can see this. It's very beautiful. The water down there. Welcome back. Let's do this. Another one. Continue on here. Looking back. Trail. All these pretty flowers. Beautiful out across there. Cliffs. Got the staircase that comes down. It's called the 40 Steps. And it's off the Cliff Walk here in Rhode Island, off the peninsula. As you can see, there's a lot of walkers. Folks are riding bikes. Also beware. Caution signs here. Stay on the paved path, steep cliffs, high risk of injury. I ought to tell you something. It's kind of like eating Tide Pods. They had to put a sign on it. I know some people are challenged.
Is recovering.
All right, continue on. This beautiful day. Piper. What's the Piper's going to lead us here? I've already kind of went down this path, but thought we had the footage. And as we're learning, yeah, here we go again. I don't know if he's found some marked spots where folks have done this, or if it's like the Tide Pod episode. Continuing on. Oh, that's a cool little wall that you guys see down below here. Viper, give me a challenge. Nah, so there's a lot of beautiful scenery, a lot of ocean. It is a nice walk. It is well worth your time coming and walking with loved ones and family. And obviously, you got to bring your family pet with you. She likes to travel too. Really loves to travel. Matter of fact, before we left, we had the doors open on the car, and she went and got in the car because she didn't want us to leave her. The week before this past week, she stayed with a friend, Miss Lena, and had a good time. I had to work some long hours, 6/12s, so we'll continue on the path here and get into more. All right. Some pretty white flowers. The other side over there is the little town there. We drove by it. The little cliff walk down on the left-hand side. You got some major parking down there. Probably, I'd say 150, 200 cars can park down there. But we drove by and came on out to the point on the peninsula here. It's a swim area. And they kind of do some swimming down here, but not in this particular area. You get down here to the 40-step staircase, and there was a couple young ladies down there swimming. We'll continue on to walk. It's good views. Harper, still hanging in there? Yeah. All right, here's a good view. Like I said, I was down there earlier. Evidently, the video that I did do, the footage, I don't guess it took. So we're going to do a number 2 on this one, a round 2 on this one, get the footage. Again, like over there is parking or swimming. Oh, we passed that earlier. So that makes sense. It's cliff walks. That's not actually the cliff walk. It is, but it isn't. If you want to walk, get all the cliff views and everything, it's all further down. You'd have to come down this way so you can see it on your map. All right, continuing on.
So, I'm looking at the Google Maps for a minute, and our plan was to walk from the 40 step to what they call the breakers. And I just realized we walked completely opposite of that. So if we went the other way,
Yep.
it's supposed to be a lot more scenic.
But that way down there is closed off.
It was?
Yeah, it is closed
Okay.
off. Yeah.
So,
Doing repairs right now. So. Y'all having a good day?
yeah, how are you?
Good day. All right, as we get closer to this, I got to go walk down there and do some more video footage because I made a mistake. This is the fact that I didn't turn it on to record. We missed a step somewhere, so we're gonna fix that. Look at these beautiful flowers along the trail here. And like I said before, folks are down here. They are out sunning and enjoying the day. And we're gonna go down the steps and we're gonna talk about that. All right, welcome back. Cliff Walk, Newport, Rhode Island. It's where the Atlantic Ocean meets. So obviously, we were supposed to be going toward the breakers here. But we ended up right here and we went along here. Well, correction. We parked here, went down to the 40 steps here, and we wanted to go this way, but we went this way. And we ended up right here. So now we're back here again. And I'm going to go down and talk about the 40 steps. So, stay tuned. Alright. We're about to go down the 40 steps here. It's got a bunch of names on it. It's definitely going to leave you a sign here. We really wanted to go down that way earlier, but right now it's under construction. So, 40 steps. Here you can see the word 40 steps. And as we go down, it has names. The significance of those names I will have to look up later with the information. But we can see. Really pretty. All right, I'm gonna take you. I'm gonna climb down here again. Be the second time I've climbed down here. I'm gonna turn you around here so you can see as I'm climbing down. If you're not sure-footed, I wouldn't do this, but I hadn't got that old yet. Now we've landed. With, let me see. Yeah. Oh, that's what I'm on. Little water. You know that? I bet this is nice and full of water to be playing in. Obviously, you can see the young ladies over there. They are enjoying it. All right, welcome back. This stuff gets slick here. Take it back down through here. And that was dry earlier, but now it's wet. A little slick. Get back up here again. See kind of what a nice little cliff here. Oh, outcropping. We'll go down here. That is way too slick. Yeah, I'm nervous. Anyway, look at the water. Oh yeah, nice splash. Get back there on dry. That's there's where I was stepping. A little wet. Good. Again, that's the stairway that I just came down up above. Stay tuned. Welcome back. So here's a little history lesson. I told y'all that I was going to talk about the 40 steps, which is really now about 48. It says here, it was built in 1830s by a lawyer named David Priestley Hall so his kids could reach the beach. Opened to the public in 1840. He deeded the right of way to Newport. Gilded Age servant hangout. Mansion servants, many Irish use the steps as a secret nighttime gathering place to dance, jig, sing, escape the strict world of the estate. It's the most famous part of the history. It was rebuilt multiple times. It was wooden in 1890, destroyed in 1938, hurricane rebuilt in stone and cement, modern granite restoration in the 1990s. Now we know. All right, stay continued. I enjoy that. I enjoy history. Hopefully you enjoyed it too. Dornan Drifters, come drift with us. So, subscribe, share, comment, make comments. Let us know what you'd like to see and see if we can get there and do it for you and show it to you. Have a great day.
You should walk over there.
That was danger, felon.
Yeah, that was.
Yes. Saying $2 an hour. Thanks.
They do have restrooms here, and they're very clean. Extra overflow for the porta potty zone. And parking. Paid.
Okay, so we're back in the car. That was quite interesting. So hold on, let me show you guys what happened. So we have this that came with our GoPro, but because we had ordered the other thing, I had never used this, but it's lightweight and we figured, okay, this is the perfect time to use it. And it's got the cord that plugs into the side of the GoPro, and it is now that I know that this is to charge the GoPro. So the GoPro will get a charge off of the battery in this, and there's a Bluetooth button here that apparently you're supposed to connect with, and the two were never synced together. So that's why we had missed all the footage down there, and Robert kind of powered through it. But if you remember, I talked about how we thought this was free parking, and then when we get all the way down to the thing, there's a meter. So there's actually guys that are walking up and down the street in yellow shirts, and they're putting tickets on the vehicles left and right. So if this is a place that y'all ever visit, you do want to make sure that you go down there and you pay. So they were just talking to a gentleman, and he was like, I don't know what you're talking about. I didn't see a meter. So that's very, very important. It was cheap parking, but you definitely want to not skip that step. Okay, so when we were on our way to Cliff Walk, almost said rock, we passed by a bridge. It was quite a bit over, and it was pretty neat looking, and so we are actually on our way now to drive over that bridge. And so I just pulled up the history on the bridge, and I'm just going to read it. I haven't read this yet, so you get to hear it as we hear it. I am using Copilot to get this information. It says the Mount Hope Bridge has one of the most dramatic and chaotic origin stories of any New England bridge, and it almost didn't happen at all. Here's the full history, clearly laid out and grounded in... Hold up. He hit a bump and it made me hit a button, and I lost my place. So here's the full history, clearly laid out and grounded in the sources you triggered. How the Mount Hope Bridge came to be. From 1920 to 1929, the idea for a fixed crossing bridge between Bristol and Portsmouth began around 1920, replacing the old ferry route that had operated since the 1800s. A formal company, the New Hope Bridge Company, was incorporated in 1927, backed heavily... I just hit the button again. Hold up. I'm gonna have to keep my fingers away from the phone. Okay, so that company was incorporated in 1927, backed heavily by Rhode Island senator and businessman William Henry Vanderbilt III. Construction began December 1st, 1927, designed by the engineering firm Robinson and Steinman, one of the most respected suspension bridge designers of the era. The disaster during the construction. Just months before opening, engineers discovered that the contractor's new heated treated suspension wire was failing and breaking, a catastrophic flaw. The entire stiffening truss had to be dismantled and rebuilt using traditional cold-drawn wire. This emergency rebuild nearly bankrupted the project and delayed the opening. Opening day, 5 days before the stock market crash. The bridge finally opened on October 24th of 1929 with Vanderbilt giving the dedication speech via a radio link to Washington, D.C. 5 days later, the Wall Street crash of 1929 hit. The bridge had cost $5 million and traffic was far lower than expected. It opened as a private toll bridge, which was 60 cents one way or $1 for a round trip. But the company went bankrupt by 1931. Local brewer Rudolph F. This is a name, Haffenreffer, bought it in receivership. So the ownership changed in ownership changes in modern era. 1954, the state of Rhode Island purchased the bridge. In 1964, management transferred transferred to Rhode Island Turnpike and Bridge Authority. In 1976, added to the National Register of Historic Places. So that's important. In 1998, tolls were removed and it became a free bridge, and maintenance is now funded by tolls from the nearby Pell Bridge. So this talks about the design and engineering highlights. The Mount Hope Bridge is notable for its Gothic arch 280-foot towers, 1,200-foot main suspension span, the longest in New England until the Pell Bridge opened. Now Robert's going to want to go find the Pell Bridge. Oh my goodness.
Nah, got no time for that today.
So fun fact, we already rerouted our day again, so we knocked off some things that we were going to do that we didn't think were that important. So 6,130 foot in total length, 135 foot clearance over Mount Hope Bay, green paint scheme, unusual at the time. Most bridges were black or gray. So I'm kind of interested to see if it's still green. It also won an Artistic Bridge Award from the American Institute of Steel Construction upon completion. So why is it historically important? It replaced a ferry route dating back to the 1850s. The old Bristol Ferry Lighthouse still stands at its base. I'm interested to see if we see the lighthouse. It was a major engineering achievement for designer David B. Steinman, later known for the Mackinac Bridge. It survived financial collapse, a rebuild, and the Great Depression. It served as the region's longest suspension bridge for over 40 years. So, I'm curious, please leave in the comments if you find little tidbits like this interesting or boring, okay?
I know your husband does.
Yeah, so Robert is really into the history of things, how they were formed, how they were built, like the disaster story that was mixed in, things like that. He loves that. For me, I'm more about just show me a thing. Show me the bridge. Show me the waterfall. Show me the statue. Sometimes I don't even care why the statue was there. Just show me the statue. So I honestly want to know from you guys, and I'm sure I'm going to get a mix, and I'm sure we're going to give you a mix. But I want to know what y'all want to see. Do y'all want more history? Do y'all want more beauty? Do y'all want like a good healthy mix? Like, engage with us. Let us know in the comments.
Dornan